One of the appeals of fighting games is the variety of fighting styles there are. Every character has a moveset unique to them that emphasizes their personality, and seeing the clashes of these styles create really exciting gameplay. But with that being said, there are some reoccurring playstyles that are very common amongst every fighting game. We can classify these as fighting game archetypes. Each archetype has their own sets of weaknesses and strengths. Depending on your playstyle, you might prefer one over the other. There are many types out there, even hybrids, so keep in mind that one definition doesn't really define all fighting games. But here are some common ones. First, you have the rushdown character, who relies on their quick attacks and combo potential to really get up close and deal damage. More often than not, their offense is better than their defense, so finding gaps in their combos and forcing them to defend can put them at a big disadvantage. Then you have the grappler, who also benefits from close range, but unlike the rushdown, they rely on grabbing their opponent, usually via command grabs, which can deal a ton of damage per interaction. These types of characters are usually big and slow, and on top of that, staying at a distance can really make it difficult for them to get in. Now in Brawlhalla, these archetypes are sort of blurred because of how Brawlhalla's normal attacks aren't unique to each character, only the signatures. But there's one archetype that is very clear, and that is the zoner. Now what is a zoner? What defines a zoner? The goal of the zoner archetype is to keep their opponents at a certain distance to where they are ineffective. This range is usually far away from them. While their opponent is at this range, the zoner will use tools like projectiles, long-range normals, or even traps to damage their opponent while keeping distance. This type of playstyle can be very frustrating to play against. Sometimes newer players might even feel helpless. Because of the way zoners are designed, they are inherently passive and force you to play at a distance. Now some people view this as cowardly or annoying, and because of that, maining zoners is usually frowned upon. But honestly, I feel like most of it is the fact that losing to a zoner can feel more demoralizing than other archetypes, but hey, it's a part of the game. It's not like zoners are invincible either. They can fall apart as soon as you get in close, so rushdown characters can be very effective with their quick movement and combos. But there are some instances where zoners have surprisingly good normals though. The best example of a zoning character is Dhalsim, and he's one of the first ones too. Dhalsim can be both types of zoners. He has long-range normals as well as projectiles. He even has a lingering fire move that kind of acts like a trap, forcing his opponent to either move out of the way or take gray damage.
He's cooking him.
What the hell will be enough?
He's cooking him. One way he's going to do it. Next he's going to take him the crimson if he gets it.
Oh, the low. Oh my days. Right, this is so intense. Oh my. What's with it?
If Punk gets anything, he's going to whiff punish that limb.
He doesn't want the grey health to recover. He needs
One
to
hit.
Yes, there it is again.
And on top of that, he even has a teleport if he needs to get in close and mix up his opponent. Another good example is Guile. Although he doesn't have long-range normals like Dhalsim, he can really pressure you with his booms from the ground and anti-air you with his flash kick if needed. Couple that with the fact that he's a charge character and you get a playstyle that is known as turtling. In Street Fighter, you can hold diagonally down back to keep both your down charge and your back charge. This allows you to basically react to whatever your opponent does. If they attack from the ground, you throw out your booms. If they attack from the air, your flash kick is a great anti-air option. And you can also get some pretty crazy loops too. Now when we try to translate the zoner archetype into Brawlhalla, we see that there are a lot of characters that have zoning like signatures, like Petra, Rayman, or Val, but there aren't that many characters that I would say fit the category of a zoner. In my opinion, only two characters fit the criteria, Yumiko and more recently Arcadia. They both have projectiles, as you can see with Yumiko's bow side sig as well as end sig, and also Arcadia's greatsword charged side sig. They also have trap style sigs on both weapons with lingering hitboxes, which helps them set up combos. A common way Yumiko players control the stage is by throwing out end sig on hammer or down sig on bow, and then closing the gap with side sig, effectively covering both their opponent's ground and air options. You can do the same thing with Arcadia, although you'll stay at a distance instead of approaching. Now obviously this strategy isn't perfect, but it is common. As unique as these characters are, there aren't really other zoning legends in Brawlhalla. Now why is that? I think it has to do with how differently zoners work in Brawlhalla compared to traditional fighters. In Brawlhalla, there isn't any true projectiles. Now what I mean by that is that in most fighting games, projectiles don't stop until they either hit the opponent or go off screen. This isn't the case in Brawlhalla. The projectiles fade away at a certain amount of time. This means that your effective range isn't as good as it would be in other fighting games. This is especially true since you can't necessarily back your opponent into a corner to pressure them. They have a lot of space and movement options to get out of the way. But hopefully we see more characters like Yumiko and Arcadia, because honestly they have the most unique signature kits in the game currently. You know what? In celebration of the new character, I'll play a couple games as Arcadia. Now I haven't messed with her that much, but from what I've heard, her sigs are pretty good. Alright, let's see if I can do all the things I just talked about. Alright, just a disclaimer, my greatsword is not that good, so you might be seeing a lot of mistakes. I honestly wish I put more time into greatsword because I have a Jaehyun skin, and I just never play Jaehyun. Oh wait, that kind of worked. The zoning sigs are already working. Oh, that was nice. And fireball. Oh, I kind of wish her fireball was a bit faster. I don't know, it feels kind of slow. Ow. Get away from me. Oh wait, I could have done way more there. If I just knew how to play greatsword, that could have been cool. Alright, we're still learning though. There we go, I finally hit the fireball and I think he gave up.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, we got another Arcadia. Alright, the mirror match. I tried to get another one. Nope. Fireball. Oh, that almost hit. Fireball. They disconnected immediately. Okay. Well, we take those. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I also want to know how many of you guys are Yumiko or Arcadia mains. Make sure to join the Discord if you want to stay up to date with videos or streams, and if you want to support the channel, you can click the Patreon link down below. And thank you guys so much for 6K. We recently hit it a few days ago. It's honestly crazy how fast this channel is growing, and I can't thank you guys enough. Seriously. As always, I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.